Okay, um, we're going to take a break from Linux today and talk a little bit about standard bodies. Um, the standard bodies that I want to talk about are Nist, which is the National Institute for Security and Technology, I believe, with the United States, and ISO. Um, so Nist has a nice framework, and this is to help get organizations started with the building blocks to perform cybersecurity work, which really everyone needs to be involved in. Um, so the more technology that comes in, the more um, attack vectors there are. So we all need to be aware of cybersecurity issues. Anyway, there's a nice framework. That's something that a lot of companies should be familiar with. Um, ISO, the Information Security Management 27001, also 002 and 5 are some international standards in a similar area. Anyway, these are things that high level organizations should be understanding what they should do. Now, talking about a system administrator, with Nist, there's this guide for general server security. And if we open this up, what I like to start people out on is the executive summary. It's 3 pages, it's not a lot. Um, and of course, the first bit is understanding why there's a need. Um, and then kind of what should be done, how organizations should address it, um, different issues, skills, controls. Um, anyway, there's a lot of stuff here. It's high level. The cool thing about this document, the executive summary, you can then pick something that you care about. So maybe patching and upgrading the operating system. And then you can go down further outside of the executive summary and get a more in depth. And there's always more. So the executive summary is 3 pages. Anyone who's involved with information technology, working with servers, should be kind of familiar with everything in this document. The need to patch and update, disable services that are not needed, configuring users. So, I mean, right here, organizations should ensure that when something's deployed, configured, anyway, patch, remove, disable things that aren't used, uh, set authentication properly for that system, configure resource controls, um, test it. Um, so there's just some basic things that are here. Now, too often, businesses say, I want to get this working. And once it's working, they stop and they don't really think about these things. And short term, they're happy. Long term, they get hacked. The customer's data gets leaked, or it has just issues all the time. If a company is patching and upgrading regularly and following these other controls, they're learning how to better work with their systems. They should know how to roll back if there's an issue, but at least they're learning more about the systems. They're doing the proper care and feeding of their system, um, committing to other things. So backing up critical things, storing log files and looking through them on occasion. These are all things that just should be common sense, but they're not there. Um, so too often, when people ask for help, I look at a system and it hasn't been patched for years, and it's a nightmare. And oftentimes, the reason why it's not working is because the hard drive is 10, 12 years old and it's dead. And they didn't have backups. They didn't have any redundancy built in, and yeah, it's just a horrible state to be in. Um, uh, yeah, that's not how you should run a system. Um, so please, if you're involved in system administration in any way, look over try and get familiar with these bodies, Nist and ISO, and understand what you should be doing. Learn from others' mistakes and try and do it right. Anyway, have a good day.